doctor's visit in between, they talk about your dad. Because my doctor talks about me real bad. What are you doing? You were doing so good. So I mean, I had the house to beef jerky. You know better than that. Yeah, I know. I had the house, I'm okay. So it's just, I do crazy stuff. I don't know how I'm still alive. She tells me the same. I don't know how you're still alive. Because I like you, that's why. We're going to see, talk about.
Also, salt is in, I didn't know salt is in milk and yogurt.
Yes, and a lot of
stuff
it's
like
in
that.
mostly everything we eat. And unfortunately, just because of where we live, we're in the salt belt of the country, so that even our water has more salt per unit than most other places in the country. So you're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place sometimes. You have to be careful of where it is. Because there are some things that have more than others. So that's what you have to do. You can't eat beef jerky every day. You just have to have it like once every 6 months. But I can't have it like every other month. Alright, so patients need to understand that. The other thing they're going to do is that we're going to give them medications to work on this. Okay, so if we do we're going to change your diet, lose some weight, just because if you're overweight, that also increases your blood pressure. It makes the heart work harder, so that's going to be something that you do. So if you lose weight, that helps. So that's why, I want to get rid of sodium, but I also want a patient to lose weight. And then we go on medication. Okay. Now, I will tell you, when we talk about giving meds to patients, there are things that are taken into consideration about what works better for certain ethnic populations. But in general, I will tell you that the first drug you use is a diuretic. And the one we normally use is hydrochloric iodide. It's a potassium-sparing one. Okay. Gets rid of vascular volume, but I don't have that issue about if I gave a person a loose diuretic that now I have to put them on potassium. So generally that's what you can do. Not a lot of problems with that. Patients usually do okay. You can always start patients low and go higher. So patients are going to start on maybe 12.5, then they go up to 25, some patients take 50. But this is, you always think about blood pressure medications. I start you low initially because I don't know how you're going to respond to it. And then I'll see where we go from there. Now, if potassium sparing, you do get rid of some potassium, but not a whole lot, as opposed to using a loop diuretic, which would get rid of everything. So I'm going to put this person on it. Generally, the other thing you have to tell patients about when they're taking medication, your blood pressure does not resolve itself in a day or two just because you're on meds. To get the best therapeutic effect, usually takes about at least 2 weeks. So that's why we bring you in and redo your blood pressure and see how you're doing. And if I have to up your medications, I do that. You never want to up a person every day kind of thing. We do it over a period of time. So we see how the patient does. So that would be a diuretic we can use. So hydrochloric iodide usually not a problem for people. We don't have a problem kind of thing. Another one that you might see using this that's also potassium sparing is Maxide. So those would be medications that a lot of times you'll see a patient use initially. Now, just for your information, not from me on testing purposes. These you wouldn't use for a person that has really bad lipid problems because you don't get rid of fluid, but the lipid problem gets even worse. So that's something that prescriber would actually talk about. But that would be kind of the first drugs that we use for patients. Then we start getting into the ethnic piece about what works better for certain people. If I had a Caucasian person, ACE inhibitors. I can either use an ACE inhibitor or a beta blocker. That works better for you. Okay, so those are going to be the drugs that you usually see. So some of the drugs that are in the ACE side are lisinopril. And that's probably the one you see used most often now. We go through different cycles about using drugs. It used to be Vasotec was the drug of choice. That was the ACE inhibitor you saw all the time. Lisinopril by far is the one you see most often given. You may also see sometimes you'll see that one given to patients, but it's not as much anymore. You will see it given if a person fails on other stuff. But lisinopril by far is the one you see most often. If we give beta blockers, it's usually metoprolol or Lopressor. That's the one you see most often for that. Okay, so that's for Caucasian people that I'm going to use it for. Not that I can't use it for other people, but that's works best for you.
Why is that?
It's because certain things that you produce in your body. Because for you produce a lot of renin, so that's why this medicine works better. For African Americans, we don't produce a lot of renin. So we need calcium channel blockers. So that works best for us. So one you're going to see most often used here is Norvasc or amlodipine. Not that you can't use these drugs on other people, but I'm just saying when a doctor makes a decision about doing that, because a lot of students say, well, how do you know which one to use first? It's because of research. We see what works better for certain people, and that's what we use. Okay. So these tend to work better for African Americans. They also tend to work better for Latina people. So this is what the drug you usually see them on first.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
So I tried to ask my doctors yesterday about calcium channel blockers. So they had no clue. They said, we do pediatrics, we don't deal with that stuff. I can't remember. So what's the action of a calcium channel blocker? Where does it go? What does it do? Does it have to do with the contractility of the muscle and stuff like that?
Yeah.
As opposed to the sodium and calcium going in and then the
right, because the thing about it is
out.
you're gonna have that crossover that happens there.
Right.
The thing that you see that what calcium channel blockers do is they relax the vasculature
Okay.
so that they cause some vasodilatation.
Okay.
So that's going to lower the blood pressure in the person. The other thing is that calcium channel blockers tend to help with spastic kind of things. So
Okay.
even if you have a person, say that has like a vasospastic angina, we use calcium channel blockers for them too.
Okay.
Because what it does is relax the smooth muscle in the vasculature and it causes vasodilatation.
Okay, so then what would it do with calcium in blood?
It doesn't
calcium
change
levels. It doesn't.
No, it doesn't change your calcium
anything?
levels. What it
Okay.
does is it has more to do with, because sodium and potassium are the primary ones that talk about contraction.
Right.
But right under that is calcium.
Okay.
So what it does is interfere with that movement across the cellular membrane.
So
But it won't change the lab
Okay.
values.
Okay.
Yeah. Because some of them work fast and some are not. So that people drinking grapefruit juice, because
Right.
that was the issue. It'll make it work faster. So when you have the ones that are, there are some that are, they're 2-molecule, diphenyls or something. I can't remember the long name for it. But they're the 2-molecule calcium channel blockers. Those are the dangerous ones because they go really, really fast when you do that.
Okay.
So that's what you would end up doing. It just makes it work faster than it normally would. But it'll fix that whole thing. It won't change your lab values for it. It just affects the action potential.
Okay.
So this one is one that you tend to see African American and Latina as a first line drug. Now what these do, of course, is cause some peripheral edema. So a lot of times you'll see a person who takes one of these also taking this. Okay. So we have to manage all the stuff that happens. I want you to take the medication. I know it works for you, but I also know you might have some swelling, so I may have to add one of those. Now you do have combination drugs that fit in all these categories. Okay, because I take a combination drug. Even though I'm African American, my primary drug is Norvasc, but I also have lisinopril. Now the reason that they do that is because because remember that whole thing about end organ, you saw the thing yesterday about heart failure making the heart work more and you have remodeling? The reason that you have a person who's hypertensive, you're giving this to lower the blood pressure, this one is the one that stops ventricular remodeling. So if I give you a combination drug, which is Lotrel, is the drug that we're talking about, you're going to see a patient that has Norvasc and lisinopril. And so you're giving them what you want. I want to control your blood pressure, but I want to stop your heart from getting bigger over time. So it's one of the best drugs you can use for that, but it's very expensive. And insurance companies don't want to pay for it. I went from paying $50 a month to $284. So, but I'm going to take it because that's what works for me. My blood pressure is 118/60. When you give me the generic, I'm 130 over something. And one lady said, well, isn't that okay? I'm like, no. If I'm taking a pill, I want it normal. I don't want it almost normal. I want it normal. So everybody's different about what they say is okay. What irritates me more than anything is when you have patients who are running around 140 over, 150s and 160s, and doctors don't change their medication. The problem is still going on with circulation when you let the blood pressure stay that high. You have a person on the pill, they have this false sense that everything is okay. That is the part that bugs me. If you're not treating the patient to goal, there's a problem. You're not just treating the person, giving them a pill and keep their blood pressure at 150 over 70 and think that's all right. It's not, because you still have damage going on. That's the part that makes me crazy. Yeah, you may have to add other agents, or you may have to maximize the person on the dose that they have, or the pill they have. Not necessarily have to add another drug, but sometimes you just have to increase what they take already. They're tolerating it well, just increase the doses that they have. What you want to see is a patient who has a normal blood pressure if you're giving them medication, or as close to normal as possible. Not keeping it continually elevated and not addressing the whole issue. And wondering why the patient has a stroke next year. That's the kind of stuff that makes you crazy, but they do that. But these, by far, are the drugs you're going to see most often. If I have a patient who has a problem with this one, remember that's the one that's going to go to the ARB, because if they're having problems with the coughing, that kind of thing, but I really want them to be on an ACE, I can change it to the ARB. I usually get rid of the coughing issue. But those are the SARTANs when you look at their generic names. Okay. Now, we do have a lot of different other categories that go with here. We have central alphas, we have alpha blockers, we have central alphas, alpha blockers. There's all kinds of things that we can use on this other end. Those are usually done because people fail on these. They're never first-line drugs because they have a really high index of patients having hypovolemia. So you can actually have a person that has symptoms with those medications. So a lot of times you'll see those given at night instead of during the day when you first start the patient on them. Because I want you having this episode when you're sleeping, not when you're up walking around. So that's a lot of times when you see guys, especially when you're talking about men who have prostate issues, because we use some of the alpha blockers for treating prostate problems. But the reason they take it at night is because if they're hypotensive during the night, they're not noticing they're sleeping through it. But you're still controlling their blood pressure. So there's a lot of other categories there. If you look in your textbook, there's a whole bunch. But these are by far the ones you see used most often for the first line treatment of patients who have hypertension. So what you're going to do is, I see these categories here. I need to know what patient teaching goes along with that. Because you know with ACE inhibitors, ARBs, that's the whole issue with the vascular volume is you have to use salt substitutes, but I can't use one with potassium for these. Because remember, these actually retain potassium, so they can make potassium go even higher. So potassium-based salt substitutes you can't use with ACEs and ARBs. Okay, I worry about a person having hyperkalemia associated with that. Even though you have potassium-sparing diuretics, usually you don't have that issue when you use a potassium-based salt substitute. It's crazy, but you really don't. You have more with these than you do with that. It's rare for it to happen on that side. When I have a person that has a calcium channel blocker, no grapefruit juice, you need to remember that. And that you never get away from it, because I tried that. I was passed out. Because I really thought you could just drink it. I've taken my medication in the morning. I can drink my grapefruit juice in the evening. I don't know what, it's like once you can't have something, you want it all the time. I just had to have it. And I'm telling you, as soon as you used to come to class, I never saw students drink grapefruit juice until I started taking pills. And I guess I never noticed it before. And they come sit in front of the class with read all the time. And think, that's just evil. All right? Because I like it in the first place. But the thing about it is you never stay ahead of it. The effect of grapefruit juice lasts for 24 to 48 hours in your bloodstream. So you never get ahead of it. So you be passing out. Somebody come find you on the floor, you get a tray. Oh my God. This is worst case scenario kind of thing going on. So you don't want that happening to your patients. They need to understand that. That peripheral edema that can sometimes happen associated with that, patients need to understand that yes, that is something that happens. You need to look at it. But if your medication is working for you, I'm going to add a diuretic. That's just the way it works. Because I want my blood pressure 118 to go to 60 every time I go to the doctor's office. And when it's up or something like that, I say, oh yeah, I forgot. I had chicken for this. Or I had beef jerky. I try not to do that before I go to the doctor. My doctor talks about me real bad. Y'all just don't know. He tell me, don't come back. I told you to don't come back till I had my colonoscopy. Really? I gotta do that? Yes, you have to do it. Or don't come back to the office. I'm like, okay. Guess I gotta go now. But I was carrying around a prescription for 3 years, so I guess that's what she said. You're supposed to have it when you reach a certain age, and if you don't do it, they get it counted against them that your patients aren't doing what they're supposed to do. I was like, if I had known that, I would have done it before. No, but she keeps me on task. All right. Also, when you're taking these ACEs, that interferes with RAS, because you know that whole thing about when that starts to happen, you have renin release, and you have angiotensin comes out, and it converts to angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2. So the other thing about renin is aldosterone is happening with that. So that's sodium in water. So it's like chasing your tail once this is activated. So that's why these drugs are important when a patient has this problem. Because all your body is doing is trying to, essentially it's a process that starts and it keeps happening, keeps happening, keeps happening. So that's going to keep your blood pressure up. And you always think about it, that's closing down the periphery. So that's why the blood pressure is always high. So that's how that medication works to kind of get rid of that problem that's happening with the patient. But it's all about, it's going to be a whole thing about, kind of like when you're thinking about diabetes, it's never going to be that one single thing that you teach the patient about. It's a multifaceted thing when you talk about hypertension. Risk modification, so that's going to be all those things you can change in how you are. You're going to do diet information, medication information, and then what do you follow up with your doctor about? Because the thing about it is, if I had somebody who was gaining a lot of weight, not just puffiness in my feet, but who told me they gained a couple of pounds, I worry about them going not only from hypertension to now they have a touch of heart failure. And are there other things I might have to add to their medication regimen because of that? You hate to see it happen, but we also know that one of the reasons behind our patients having heart failure was CAD was number 1, and then the second one was hypertension. So this is one of those things you don't want patients progressing to that process. What are you going to do to change and make sure we don't have this actual issue happening to you? The bad part about it, of course, is a silent killer. If you do have a person that has complaints, the first thing they usually complain about is a morning headache. They'll tell you, I've slept all night, but I woke up this morning, my blood pressure, and they don't know their blood pressure. I just say I have a headache in the morning. Then you'll start seeing some of the other stuff. You may have visual changes. You may have a person that complains of chest pain because all this organ stuff is happening. But usually the first couple things you see is that person waking up with a morning headache, or they may tell you, I can't see as well as I did before. And sometimes that's how they're diagnosed. They go to see their doctor because I might need glasses. You know, you just wake up one day and you can't see. Kind of thing.
I'm going to die. I am.
You know what, Lynn, what's funny about it is I remember, you know how you just read the paper all the time, just take it for granted and go at the same spot?
Yeah.
And you just wake up one day and the paper has to go back further because you can't see. I'm thinking, well, my arms aren't long enough anymore. I can't keep going back with stuff. You just wake up one day and go, oh my God.
Well, mine's been running like 150 over 100.
What?
So yeah,
Well,
I'm
that's
gonna die. Yeah.
Are you taking medication? Are you not taking? No, it's a silent
Why are you
killer.
not taking medication?
You need to get.
Because
I
I
just
see
started.
it's not the diet thing,
It's
it's your
not
little
the
thing.
I just started taking it every day to see where I.
What they
So
put
what's
you on?
stop?
Nothing. I'm just at home and taking it.
Oh no, I thought you were
Oh,
saying
you
you were
stopped
taking
it.
medication.
Oh no, I'm not taking anything.
No,
I've
but
been
you going
taking a
to the
reading
doctor?
every
You
day.
need
I
to go to the
will.
doctor today. Oh my goodness, no, it's serious.
Now that's pretty hot.
I know, and that's why I feel like even though I have my contacts in, like some of the stuff on the board is a little bit blurry. I have floaters.
No, you need to go today. Don't go to work.
But you know, it changes because the other day it was 120 over 70 something. So it's not consistent.
You might be a little stressed
Up
out.
there, I think so.
But still, you should see the doctor.
But yeah, 150 over 100,
Yeah,
you don't like seeing that
I'm gonna
happen.
die.
Yeah. Are you, I mean, do you notice that it changes during the day or just certain, because you do
Towards the end of
this,
the day.
it's cyclical, so you'll see it change over the day, but if you see it consistent, you want to make sure you
Yeah.
check it. Don't make me come look for you. Yeah.
Better check the blood pressure.
When they first checked it was 190 over 110. So they sent me to the ER and they gave me another thing to
Your IV.
and they discharged me the same day. And they told me to go see my doctor in a couple of days for doctor's medication. So he put me on another thing for 5 milligrams once a day. And they told me to come back in 2 weeks and do check it and then they check it again. He said it was in a 140 over 80. And he said he can't drop it too low, that there's a range that if you drop it in the 120, I may be experiencing some dizziness and all that. So, but we were talking about 118 over.
No, the thing is, you don't ever want to drop it too quick because it's just like with a sugar patient. You know, when a person's been running 500 all the time and now you have them at 240, it's still elevated, but to them they're hypoglycemic because that's the way they feel. So you still want to lower it, you know, to what is considered normal range. You just don't want to do it too quickly. So if he's tapering your medicine to see where you are, that kind of
Now
thing.
he increased it to 10 milligrams.
Because that's what you.
And last week I went to check it was 140.
That's the thing, though. Is that I can't. The thing that you see a lot of times, though, unfortunately, and probably you've seen in the hospital or your care settings where you work, is that you do have people who may be on multiple medications and they're still running really high blood pressures. And that's the thing that you don't like to see. You want to see, well, if you're going to treat me just so that my blood pressure is normal. Because what I don't want to happen to anybody is that you see all this stuff happening and going on. Your body is changing and nobody knows it until it's too late, kind of thing. Nobody ever comes in before they go into renal failure with some kind of warning sign. You just end up in the hospital and they do your lab values and your creatinine is 6. You know, something kind of thing like that. So that's the part you hate to see. I used to see it a lot, especially with younger people, because especially them, nobody thinks they have hypertension. And you see these young kids end up on dialysis because they've had hypertension for a while and nobody ever followed it, or they might have been feeling funny, and what you put it off to is, I'm working, going to school, doing all this stuff, I'm feeling tired all the time, and you just put it off to that and not really get yourself checked out. So, because you know your body better than anybody, but you still just fight through it.
Yeah, for a while, like 4 to 5 years, and I wasn't taking anything. Other than that, I was fine.
Hit you in the head too.
And it never worked. And until I was going to get some physical scan for the nursing program, and the nurse practitioner checked me, but she said she won't sign my thing if I don't get on if I don't get on the medication.
She must be related to my doctor.
Yeah, so that's how she sent it to me.
Yeah, because that's dangerous when you're looking at, so you worry about people having strokes and that kind of stuff when your blood pressure is that high. So yeah, she actually did you a favor, but at the time you probably were looking at her sideways.
I was like, man.
But I mean, because it really is important, and that's the thing that when you look at the overall, and I think sometimes that's why sometimes patients don't take it as a big thing, because you keep going there and they're telling this blood pressure is this, you know, number, but they're not seeming concerned about it. So patients, well, I don't need to worry about it. But you're worried. The end result is that you're worried about your organ systems actually being the culprit, you know, or being the casualty of what's going on. That's the thing that you worry about. So you never want to drop it way, way fast, and that's especially, even when you're talking about hypertensive crisis, when you're talking about blood pressures, like, because you were actually a hypertensive emergency. That number.
Yeah, she wanted to call it, you know.
Exactly.
I said, no, I can drive with her. She's like, no, you can't. And we started breathing. I'm like, I can drive with her to the year. She's like, well, I will sign your paper until you come back with the medication.
You know. But when you're looking at those numbers, those are kind of people that you send to the ER because we worry about whether or not you can have some type of acute event that's going on. And then we can give you medication, of course, that's going to lower that, but that's not something you ever want to see people walking around with. And there's a lot of people that are walking around with numbers like that because they don't get it checked. You never really see what is happening, which is kind of it's one of those things that you just kind of never have an easy answer, because people just think the pill is magic and I just take the pill and that's all I have to do. But you still have to do the lifestyle modifications, all that kind of stuff that goes on with. All right.